There are those among us who do things a little differently than everyone else. People who from a very young age always stood out from the crowd. They aren't weird, they're just capable of coming up with solutions to problems unlike any other. Ready to meet these geniuses and their creations? Let's get it on! Aquadam. While human beings are often the masters of their environment, there's one thing we haven't quite learned how to control yet, and that's the weather. Around the world, torrential downpours, flash flooding, and landslides cause billions of dollars in property damage every year. In fact, over the last 20 years, over 2.3 billion people have been affected by flooding disasters. So in August of 2016, when a freak thunderstorm dumped 27 inches of water on Texas's Brazoria County, Randy Wagner was already prepared. For years, Randy's biggest fear was that his home and property would eventually be destroyed by frequent floodwaters that were common in the area. So, Randy began researching solutions to stop any incoming water dead in its tracks. Cue the Aquadam. A few days' work and $8,300 later, and the Aquadam was ready, filled with water. This 440-foot-long piece of rubber tubing circled Randy's property, much to the confusion and ridicule of his neighbors. But Randy would get the last laugh. As 2 feet of floodwater rolled in, Randy's property was left high and dry while his neighbors swam to safety. Off-the-grid living. Owning your own space and having a place to call home is high on almost everyone's priority list. But what do you do when you can't afford one? You go the route that Catherine King and Wayne Adams took and build your own. Over a couple of years, they managed to build a massive, floating, self-sustainable property in the Canadian wilderness they call Freedom Cove. Built on 12 floating styrofoam platforms, the massive complex features 5 greenhouses, a dance floor, an art gallery, a lighthouse tower for guests, a generator shed, and a studio where King and Adams live. 14 solar panels generate electricity, and the couple source fresh fish and water from a nearby waterfall. It's a truly off-grid green habitat only accessible by boat or kayak from the mainland. Tourists, artists, and other nature lovers flock to visit Freedom Cove to escape urban life and buy Wayne's handmade candles. When you are one with nature, thinking outside the box is easy. Shipping container. Originally living in Sydney, Australia, Richie was sick of the expensive urban grind and was looking for an accommodation solution for under $35,000. Keeping his tight budget in mind, Richie looked to shipping containers to be the bones of his brand new home. Starting with a standard 40-foot-high container, he pegged out space on his land, built concrete footings, and got to work. Using modular walls, cheap building materials, and innovative architecture, Richie was able to use every square inch of the container. To separate the bedroom and living area, a series of modular cupboards form a makeshift half-wall for storage. There's a full-featured bathroom, kitchen, and an outdoor patio perfect for barbecues, sunbathing, or hanging out by the fire pit. Apparently, when Richie finally got the bill for only $33,000, he could hardly contain himself. Hobbit House. Who said you need to be in Middle-earth to live in a hobbit house? Just ask Simon and Jasmine Dale of Wales, who designed their very own Shire in the Lammas Eco Village in West Wales. By utilizing a combination of straw, timber, and dirt, the couple was able to create their own little hobbit home for a cool £27,000. The hobbit home came complete with a study, multiple bedrooms, and all the other modern features you would expect in a home, including electricity and running water. It's basically a completely self-sufficient, ecologically friendly house. Looks like heaven on earth, too. Let's just hope the Nazgul don't find it. School bus homes. What happens when thinking outside the box means living inside a bus? That's exactly what Charles Kern does in rural Colorado. As a broke college student, Charles needed a cheap place to live, and that's exactly what he found with his 1982 Bluebird bus. Charles's handmade twist on a mobile home comes with everything you'd expect in an ordinary home. It boasts a sleek modern look, handcrafted wood cabinets, a kitchen area with a stove, a small bathroom with a stand-up shower, and a compost toilet that only needs to be emptied every 6 to 8 weeks. The roof comes equipped with a patio deck and solar panels so that disconnecting from the grid is more than possible. In the back, Charles's oversized Murphy bed folds away to convert into a study/yoga studio. But Charles doesn't keep all the fun for himself. These days, he builds bus conversions for customers ready to escape the rat race. Skysphere. New Zealander Jonah Williams decided to combine tiny living with his love of all things futuristic. Named the Skysphere, Jonah's futuristic bubble comes with all the bells and whistles one would expect, including a patented zombie mode, which locks the front door via voice command. The upper level sports 360-degree views from large bay windows and has the ability to withstand both an 8.5 magnitude earthquake and winds of up to 125 miles per hour. Featuring a fully solar electric system and app-controlled amenities, the Skysphere even has a voice-activated beer dispenser in the couch. The one thing the Skysphere doesn't have? Indoor plumbing. The only thing stopping this amazing piece of architecture from being a full-time residence. Plane House. Bruce Campbell loves planes so much, he decided to make one his permanent home. The retired electrical engineer converted an old Boeing 727 fuselage into his very own private plane pad. Hidden in the woods near Portland, Oregon, Bruce has managed to keep much of the plane original, using the still operational retractable staircase as an entryway. Stripping most of the original passenger seating, Bruce replaced the flooring with clear perspex, exposing the fuselage and the internal wirings of the upcycled plane. The cockpit became Bruce's reading room, while the main fuselage was transformed into a living area complete with a kitchen, futon bed, washing machine, and a homemade shower next to the still functioning airline toilets. Say what you want about Bruce's house, but it's anything but plain. Treehouse Mansion. It's always important to stay in touch with your inner child, and that's exactly what designer Guy Mallinson did in West Dorset, England. Hidden in the depths of the Dorset Forest is Mallinson's handcrafted treehouse retreat, which took a team of 20 top craftsmen 5 months to construct. The treehouse combines sustainable craftsmanship and plush finishing touches, including a sauna and hot tub on the upper deck, and something for those who really want to be at one with nature, an open-air tree shower. Inside the retreat, guests can enjoy a copper bath, revolving fireplace, kitchen, bedroom, and a roof light above the bed looking up at an illuminated tree canopy. And for all those who hate stairs, the treehouse even comes with a slide to reach ground level. Sand Dune Hideout. Now, I've heard of sandcastles before, but I never thought living underground in a sand dune would be possible, sporting curves and circular patterns all throughout the home. From the street, you'd be forgiven for missing it altogether. The two doors are almost completely obscured under the grassy roof, but step inside and you're treated to a 750 square foot modern designed home bathed in natural light from the big circular windows. The interior walls, ceilings, and spiral staircases curl in on themselves, with each stair progressively narrower as you climb up. This innovative dune house features sleeping lofts, built-in platforms for sofa cushions, and most importantly, no right angles anywhere, which makes complete sense when you're thinking out of the box. Apocalypse proof. Call them doomsday preppers, conspiracy nuts, or just plain crazy, but there are some people out there that take being ready for the end of the world very seriously. People like Jerry, who for the past few decades has been building his nuclear-grade compound in the desert of Colorado. With a whopping $11.5 million price tag, this luxury survival space doesn't look much different than your average mansion from the outside. Once you step inside, however, that's where you notice all the delightful doomsday details. The walls are made of reinforced steel and concrete, while the only 2 windows are made from bulletproof glass. Add in the security shutters and you have a veritable fortress on your hands. Both entrances and exits consist of a 2-door system separated by a man trap to contain unwanted guests. The compound also comes equipped with UV-treated air ducts that will completely self-seal if a biochemical event is detected. For added protection, Jerry's also installed a 100-foot radio tower and helicopter landing pad. Back in 2015, Jerry claimed the best item to hoard, besides food and water, was toilet paper. I think Jerry knew more than he was letting on.